Tonight, revelations a trainee was at the wheel of a Sydney train before its terrifying derailment.
All of a sudden there was a big bang, and then we saw a big metal rod just pierce through the ground.
Train passengers have been telling of the terrifying moment a length of metal penetrated the floor of a Sydney train carriage during the rush hour. Investigators have discovered the metal came from the track itself, but they're still trying to work out how it came loose and managed to derail a train with 700 passengers on board. Philippa McDonald has the story.
It's a journey that passengers will never forget and which left those in carriage 3 grateful to be alive.
All of a sudden there was a big bang came from close to the door. Everybody rushed to see what happened, and then we saw a big metal rod just pierce through the ground of our cabin, and it was right in front of us.
The train with 700 passengers on board was headed for Cronulla during the evening rush hour. At 5:15, the train left Edgecliff station. Rail staff reported hearing something unusual and smelling smoke. 70 metres along the track, a piece of metal penetrated the floor of the third carriage. 100 metres from the platform, the carriage derailed. 300 metres from Edgecliff station, the driver stopped the train after feeling it jolting.
We're looking particularly for how that piece of metal that went through the vestibule was picked up by the train.
The metal had come from the railway track, where it's used as an edging for the concrete strip that runs between the rails. It rose to a height of 2 metres, right where passengers stand and get on and off the train.
If you take the phenomenon that this train is 150, 160 metres long, it happened in the middle of the train. It's a relatively small piece of metal compared with 440 tonnes of the train itself.
Up to 70 passengers were in the carriage at the time.
Our cabin was tilted to the left. You could feel it because you couldn't stand straight in that. And at that time, everybody started screaming and running toward the other cabin.
But I'm appalled by what I saw. I'm delighted that no one was seriously injured.
The government needs to explain how it's going to avoid an escalation in these sorts of incidents when they've cut 450 jobs and the maintenance budget in rail.
The train was being driven by a trainee driver, and investigators say the level of supervision will be a focus of their investigation. Sydney Rail insists the trainee driver was in good hands.
Sydney Rail says there was also a trainer and a driver on board, and that up until late yesterday, the train had a good record. Philippa McDonald, ABC News, Sydney.